What is good, y'all? Let's get the stream started. Hope you guys are all doing well. Looks like my computer was just acting out yesterday. Not sure what was going on there. So we should be good to go on the live stream. It was giving me some error prompts that I've never seen before. No idea what that was all about. Very, very odd. But it looks like it's working now. So let me set up my screen here. Let me get the space started here as well. Okay. Let me, it looks like my other phone is dead. So let me reconnect it really quick and get the space started on it. What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's been a busy day for me. I'm really excited to start the show here today. Feel free to request to come up if you're on the spaces, about to start the spaces again. And of course, if you are on the live stream, just shoot me a DM on X if you want to come up as a speaker. All right, let's get the show started. I will share my screen here shortly. All right, the Spaces is now live as well. Welcome to the Web3 Roundtable, episode 237. Our show here today is sponsored by none other than Gilmore Estates, tokenizing real estate here on Hedera. Let's update the banner here. You guys can see our sponsor here today. If you're on X, you can see their account up in the title. If you are on the live stream, you should be able to see it rotating at the bottom center at Gilmore Estates GC token, tokenizing real estate on Hedera 0.032414181. Token ID. Go check out what they are doing here. Massive shout out to them. And big ups to them as well for sponsoring our show. It really helps improve what we are doing here, and it really it's just very amazing to see more and more people reaching out for sponsorships and looking to support one another here in the ecosystem. So happy to work with you on the platform here as well, and continue to just build this platform even better. So massive shout out to Gilmore Estates. Make sure to go shoot them a follow. Go check out what they are doing as well if you're on the live stream and or on the space. All right, let me jump into the studio as well on desktop so I can share my screen. So give me a second for that as well. And I'll be right back. And I'm gonna grab some water as well. All right. Let me make sure I'm in the right studio. I know yesterday I jumped on the prior studio space, so I was not able to jump in right away. So let's start the show. Don't forget to like and retweet the show if you find any value out of our show here today. We're really trying. Basically, our mission here is to bring Web4 to the forefront of what is going on in the world. Of course, we have crypto adoption happening left, right, and center, right? But we really want to showcase, hey, like Web3 is data ownership, right? Social identity, right? Being able to tokenize various assets and so on, right? And being able to just kind of gauge that. There's a lot of aspects to Web3, but Web4 is basically all of that once it is mass adopted. Again, that is why our show is called the Web4 Roundtable. So if you're new here, welcome. Feel free to shoot me a follow on X at IPEX Trades, and let's get the show started. All right, let me pull up my screen here. Again, feel free to jump up. Let me start the space as well. Let me add the live stream over there up in the Jumbotron. So if any of you guys want to follow along with what we've got going on here on the live stream, feel free to jump up over here as well if you are on the spaces. And if you're not coming to speak today, that's totally fine. Feel free to jump up on the Jumbotron. You can see what we are doing here today. All right. Let me take this banner off. Second here. All right. As you can see, we're starting to show off once again with the Hedera TPS today. And it looks like Hedera is coming in strong. 1,500 to 1,700. I just saw it at 1,700 a couple seconds ago. Yesterday, it's jumping around, 1,600. Testnet currently sitting at 2 TPS. Again, a lot of it is going to be from that Atma use case. I'm very interested. I think it's HGraph.io. Shout out to them. I believe they were saying something along the lines of being able to showcase which use cases on Hedera will be showing just kind of what uh, TPS that they're creating as well. So very, very interesting to see just from one use case, really leading the way here in Web3. So massive shout out to Atma, massive shout out to everyone building on Hedera, really pioneering this Web3 space. It looks like yesterday we were very close to 64 billion. Looks like we've crossed it. We're coming up on 64 and almost 0.1 billion. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely leading the way here in crypto. All right, you guys, per usual, we are going to cover our TA, our daily TA here. Again, don't forget to like and retweet this stream here today to show your support. I greatly appreciate it as well. I believe I refreshed the page, so you should be able to see everything here live on CoinMarketCap app. If you guys have not seen it, make sure to go check out CoinMarketCapApp.com for the latest price action, for the latest charts as well. So you can see we're in a general uptrend on most. There's a lot of consolidation happening across multiple charts, right? Market cap, another market cap for fiat backed volume. Let's see what the volume looks like over the last year. So yeah, basically since about March, the volume's been pretty level across the board here in the 60 billion range. And then when we had that spike, it was about almost 200 billion. So it's about 3x of the volume. We had it recently, actually, funny enough, 2.244 billion. I wonder what, oh, that was the big down day. So we can have a lot of volatility, a lot of volume when the market dips quite a bit as well. So very, very interesting on that end as well. I'm curious what happened on March 5th. I wonder if the market took a dip then as well. Super interesting, but let's see what the all-time says. What is the all-time highest volume? 300. Okay, so that was back in 2021. I'm assuming that looks like the all-time high top. So this looks very similar to the actual price action of the token. So again, a lot of that price action is going to be very reminiscent of what the volume is going to be very indicative of the price action. As you guys all well know, right? Pretty much volume is kind of an indicator typically to the upside. Obviously, it can be an indicator to the downside. But this, if someone just asked me, what is this? I'd probably say, oh, it's probably the Bitcoin chart. This is the all-time for, I'm assuming this is for crypto, right? Yeah, all crypto. So, I mean, a lot of it's trailing with Bitcoin at the end of the day, right? So, very, very interesting. It's very important to be aware of. We don't cover it a lot on this show, but it is something to be aware of as well, where we are in the state of volume as well. I don't cover Bitcoin dominance either too much. So if I did, though, let's jump to where was it at? Where are we at? March. So basically, if you can see my screen, let me zoom in so you can actually see it a bit better. Yeah, here you go. So you should be able to see my screen better now. So let's jump to March. Where's March at? Right about here. So as you can see, and it's actually basically here. I'm just kind of looking at it to make an example here. So Bitcoin, basically, the bigger this purple right is, that means the less that the alts are in strength. So what is this? Bitcoin's all the way down to 32% dominance, right? I don't really go through these charts, so this is maybe more of a special episode. So let's turn this one into a YouTube short. So very, very interesting. If you guys have not seen already, go to my bio. There's a link to our YouTube channel, Web4 Roundtable. Feel free to go jump over there, subscribe. I'm actually starting to add YouTube shorts. We have 2 of them up right now. So if you haven't seen, I might actually highlight them here on the stream. So let me jump over there really quick so I can show you guys what we're going to be doing moving forward as well. I hope this is inspiring and you guys can use this as an example as well for content to be made. But basically, long story short on this Bitcoin dominance chart, you want to see the blue, right? Not all the way down here, right? You don't want to see this max dominant because that would basically mean we're like at the absolute bottom. We're at the absolute bottom. Sorry, my my page refreshed here. We're at the absolute bottom of whatever the market is looking like, right? You don't want to see Bitcoin at the absolute lowest. So funny enough, Bitcoin's actually quite low in relate, like it's like right here at these levels, which again, this is like after the bull run, right? You guys can see for the 2017, right? We could jump to 2022. We're actually lower than those, which means that the altcoins are not in strength. And that's very, very important to be aware of. That means we have not had our alt season in fullness, right? The bigger these other colors are basically in relation to Bitcoin, that means that the altcoins are in strength, which again, this would be the top of the altcoin cycle last 2 cycles ago. And then this is the top right here, basically in 2021, right? And then we had a few actual touch points up here. So we basically had a long consolidation period. And then, of course, some of these are smaller as well. And then what's the gray? Others? Yeah. So basically, this gray, right? You want to see the gray as high as possible. So basically, this May 2021 level is basically the highest point that it ever was within the last cycle, right? So that was the top, and we have not come anywhere near it, right? Currently at 16.36% on that, and the high was 30%, right? In relation to Bitcoin, what was the high over here? Almost 50% of the total crypto market cap was altcoins, right? Like that's absolutely crazy. Seeing in relation to where we are now, so it's very, very important. If you guys don't understand charting, right? Essentially, I'll break it down one more time, right? You want to see where it says others as high as possible to know basically when to take profits. And if you're looking at the chart right now, you're seeing it's actually very, very low in relation to Bitcoin, right? It's like Bitcoin's like 3 or 4 times higher than it currently. And at the old all-time highs for alts, basically Bitcoin and alts were almost 1-to-1 to like 1.25. So it's very, very, if you're in altcoins, essentially, you've probably gone wrecked if you're just holding in relation to Bitcoin. And that's basically what this chart is showing. Okay. Saucy Girl, you said you can't hear in the space. Okay. Oh, maybe it was just rugging a little bit there. Let me jump back in the space. All right. You guys should be able to hear me in the spaces. Not sure what the audio issue was there. But again, you want to see this gray level. This is what I'm going to be watching for moving forward as well. You guys all should be taking notes and making sure that you see how high this gray is actually going every single cycle in relation to Bitcoin. That is when you're going to know, hey, maybe I should take some profits on the table, because in relation to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's absolutely killing it, right? It's still at that 50 and above 50. You want to see it at 50 or lower percent to showcase, hey, our altcoins are absolutely running. So this whole cycle so far, 2022, 2023, 2024, if anything, your altcoins are dropping in dominance, which means there is no alt season just yet. So whatever your biggest gains, your biggest wins in this cycle, they have not happened yet if you're in altcoins. So hold steady, be patient, stay level-headed. The best, I do believe, is yet to come. Let's jump into the crypto fear and greed index as well. All right, so this is what it's going to look like, right? Again, we're at that neutral level. This usually indicates that a big move is coming, right? We're waiting. We're seeing all this yellow, right? All this yellow, boom, a drop. Okay, all this yellow, boom, a spike, right? Same thing. So much yellow, drop. So much yellow. I don't really consider this too much green. It's like barely even peeking in, so I still consider this yellow for the most part. This is a lot of yellow in relation to what we had last bull run, the last pump, I should say, right? Going into this pump in the beginning of 2023, the end of 23, beginning of 2024. So I imagine we're going to see something very similar. And here's something very interesting that I found yesterday before I continue some more technical analysis. So I actually have a new background banner. I think I'll just keep this for the time being. I like it personally. I think it looks great. So here's an interesting chart, and it's pretty much what I've been telling you guys for like over a year at this point. Like we've been hosting shows, but I actually used to do spaces before I did them Monday through Friday, right? If you guys have been in Hedera for a few years now, I actually used to do them on Mondays and Fridays, and then I used to do them on Wednesdays. So I used to talk about this going into 2024, the end of 2024, and basically I said, look, we're in a very specific pattern on what 2023 is looking like, and it's almost to a T. And look at where we are currently, right? You can see the consolidation. You can see the drop. We already had the flash crash, right? Ton of consolidation across the board. And look at where we are, right? A few months, basically almost to the exact T. We're following it. So if you haven't checked out my profile yet, go click the banner. I'm just going to leave this up, honestly, and watch it as it plays out. Obviously, if it gets invalidated, right, then I'll be wrong. And we'll talk about the scenario where most likely it'll end up being next summer, right, that it'll be validated. But of course, we just got to continue to wait, continue to watch, be super patient, right? So keep watching for that and see where this market is heading. But I do believe it's a pretty solid example of what to expect moving forward. You guys can see my updated bio here as well. Daily H4 live streams at 5 p.m. EST. If you do want to join the alpha group, all I just said, right, you got to pick up 3 NFTs and DM me, right, if you've picked them up. And the link to the NFTs are in my bio as well. I just updated it so you guys can see what's going on. And then, of course, our YouTube channel. So I do have our YouTube channel pulled up here. Give me 1 second to add it to the screen. But of course, all you got to do is just hit that link and it'll take you directly to our YouTube channel as well. So again, I'm going to start adding some shorts. So if you missed any of our shows in the past, you should be able to just stay up to date with what's going on here. So I'm going to add a new banner as well, but I'm just updating the channel as we go. So again, Web3 Roundtable, we are live streaming to YouTube as well. So if you are more YouTube native, maybe you have YouTube Premium, I think it's called YouTube Red or something, I think you can just live stream here with us. So all you gotta do is click it, and we are streaming live. And you can go back and listen to all of our live streams. And then, of course, you can see our upcoming shows as well. And you can see when they are, what day, what time, if they're sponsored, what is the episode number, all that good stuff. So again, if you want to stay up to date with our latest shows and or watch our previous shows as well. Again, all of our live streams are saved on our YouTube account as well. So go back and stay up to date with the latest alpha if you haven't been tuning in. I'm not sure why it doesn't show our shorts. Let's see if I can type in maybe shorts or something. Not sure why I wouldn't. Oh, I typed it in wrong. Okay. Second here. What is going on? I guess I can't type without looking properly. Okay, here you go. Let's see if no. Okay, I'm not sure why it won't show the whole channel. Maybe it's because I'm not signed in on my desktop. But there should be obviously, you guys probably know already. There's other tabs up here, of course. So basically, all you gotta do is click on Shorts on the Web4 Roundtable on YouTube, and you should be able to see what is going on our YouTube channel as well. The shorts, I think, are looking pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, go check it out. Go see what's going on here on YouTube as well. All right, again, friendly reminder, all you gotta do is hit the link to join us on YouTube as well. If you want to stay up to date with our live streams, our shorts, right, our new short videos covering the latest alpha content, right? And I have a lot of AI to thank as well, making our content creation that much easier, that much more straightforward. So yeah, there's a lot of updates coming as well, and I'm just really excited to see more from what this cycle is going to bring. If you have not joined our X community as well, it's free, it's open, it's public. The trenches in the trenches with IPEX. It's time to make profits this cycle. Feel free to join. I'll share some alpha, some updates there as well. You guys will help be able to guide the future of our show there as well. All right, let's jump back into some TA stuff as well. We haven't finished that. And yeah, I want to cover a little bit more, but again, we're preparing all of this neutrality, all this fear and bearishness, right, for the next move. Now, this next move could be more fear, more bearishness, but of course, what comes out of fear, what comes out of bearishness? A lot of greed, a lot of bullishness, a lot of profit opportunity. So again, stay level-headed. We are not at these levels in any capacity. I'd be very concerned, right? If we were, I did say many spaces, many shows. I wish we were live streaming at that time. I would be able to just pull up little excerpts and say, hey, you know what? I said the market felt super toppy, right? I told you guys, hey, it's probably best time to take some profits off the table. I'm going to start selling my tokens, right? If you were in my alpha chat at the time, I have receipts, right? I can show you guys screenshots. I literally told you guys, hey, I'm gonna sell my tokens. I'm gonna wait a little bit, right? I'm gonna diversify a little bit and be super patient. I think we're gonna see some downward price action for some time, and then I'm gonna wait, of course, for the stochastic RSIs to flip bullish again, right? So let me uh, let me jump over to that, right? Because again, the charts tell their own story. They have their own narrative. I want to implore you all, right? That I want to make sure that you guys understand how to read the charts. I give you guys all this information for free, right? Like I want to make sure you are educated and equipped, especially for this cycle, but for the next one too, right? All these cycles are going to be profit making opportunities. I want to make sure you guys are continuing to win every single day. I want to involve myself. I want to surround myself, I should say, right, with people that are winning. I want to see you guys become winners, right? If you're not one of the 5 to 10% or less of people absolutely winning in this market, I want you to be one of those people, right? I want to make sure that you know what's going on. And I've been here for about 4 years now, right? Every single day, grinding it out, trying to make sure that I understand exactly what's going on in the markets. And I'm sharing all that information with you guys, right? I'm doing this to make sure that as many people that are here early enough that they have a better opportunity, a better chance to win, right? I don't believe mass adoption simply and only is new members in crypto getting into crypto so we can dump on them, right? I don't believe that that's what mass adoption is. Contrary to what people in other chains will tell you, hey, I want your grandma to get onboarded so I can dump on her, right? Like, I don't believe that's what mass adoption is. Sure, that was what mass adoption was in some capacity with Dogecoin, but I do believe the market's continuing to mature, continuing to evolve, and new use cases, new enterprises, new money, new liquidity is flowing into this market, flowing through the market. And I can only imagine when the market reaches its tipping point where we just won't go back and mass adoption is here. That's where it's like, okay, like what technology is actually being used, right? What technology is selected essentially, right, to continue to um, build a better future, right? I don't want to get like political or any of that kind of stuff, but I do believe that this technology can be used in a very, very positive way if used appropriately as well. And I do believe AI, I do believe RWAs, right, DeFi, all these different aspects of this technology. I think it can be used in a pretty strong way as well if used correctly and stewarded well, right? So again, we're going to continue to unpack what's going on in the markets. All right. So again, this is a pretty standard hammer candle here. That's pretty much indicating that a trend reversal isn't coming. I've been saying September, October in that range is most likely when I'll jump back into DeFi for myself personally. It's a lot more risky for me, my own what is it called, risk analysis, right? So I'm just kind of waiting. I'm watching, right? But I'm super bullish on DeFi, especially in Hedera, right? So we can see right here, August, September, right? We're so close here to have the cross. I could taste it. You guys can all see it. I've been saying August, most likely for Bitcoin, maybe September if it wants to really drag its feet, right? It's so incredibly close. Bitcoin's still above that 50 on the RSI, right? Stochastic so close to crossing. So again, if you're new here and you're just tuning in, the blue crossing up over the orange is very bullish on momentum. If the orange decides to cross down below the blue, that'll be very bearish. So there's two scenarios again that are going to play out that I'm seeing in the charts, right? So scenario one, we have a cross up from the blue to the orange above very soon, within the next 30 to 60 days, August or September, if it takes longer than it does. But usually it happens every about 6 months. So the last time it happened was back in March. So March is the third month. 6 months from then would put it at September. So we're about August to September. We're literally right around the average time that it takes to cross. Very rarely does it cross sooner than that, which we did have one back here in October, right? So March, October, that's 6 months. We had one in August to October, right? Which is super rare to see that happen. It was a slight bearishness that converted to bullishness, right? And that marked the absolute bottom of the bear market. I can't make this up, right? Just read the charts. You can see the trend reversals happening. Again, if you're new here, probably haven't heard me share this before, but basically, if you want to look at anything in the charts, go on the monthly candles, go read this, go see what's happening. The day to day doesn't really matter too much. It really doesn't, right? The overall major macro trend is really going to be what moves the markets, right? In any significant fashion. So this is extremely important to be aware of, especially when we're talking about market cycle tops. We clearly had a local top here, and it's very possible that whatever this next level is, obviously we could speculate. I don't do too much speculation, even though I know a lot of people like it. I did say, I know super controversial, I did say Bitcoin will top at 78,000. I know no one really wants to hear that. If I'm wrong, happy to be wrong on that. If we go way above 100K, whatever, I'm more than happy, because that will mean that your altcoins will absolutely go crazy, crazy, which I want to see, right? Everyone wants to make profits. Everyone wants to win. And that's what I'm trying to do here, right? I want to make sure you guys at least have as much knowledge as possible going into this cycle, right? So I do believe this cycle is nearing its end. I think we're in the last about a year. I think there's not much more time because this cycle has been going on for some time now. I think it is time to reset going into maybe next summer. If scenario 2 happens, I am highly betting next summer will be the top. If scenario 1 happens, I'm highly betting the top for Bitcoin, right? Not your altcoins, for Bitcoin will be the end of this year. And I do believe the top for your altcoins, once Bitcoin dominance has died out, Ethereum has come into fruition, maybe some of your other top L1s, and of course your altcoins, I do believe they'll top out most likely now. I think I've pushed it back a little bit now to Q1 of 2025. But of course, this market moves so fast. I am personally expecting in October for Bitcoin to break through this line for scenario 1. And if it breaks through this line in scenario 1, then scenario 2. So basically, scenario 1, go above in October. And then if we have a cross down, then of course, scenario 2, which scenario 2 is this coming summer. That's what I'm expecting. So basically, look at that 53K level. Look at that 73K level in those ranges. As long as Bitcoin is above or below one of those, that is, in my opinion, what's going to validate or invalidate one of these two scenarios. As long as it's in between this price action, literally just stay level headed, just be super patient and see what goes on. All right, you guys. Well, that's my Bitcoin technical analysis. I've been watching the charts for about 4 years now since I joined, and that's pretty much everything spot on what I've been seeing. Everything's playing out almost exactly what I've been waiting on. I didn't expect Bitcoin to rally as hard as it did in the beginning of the year, but of course, a lot of the ETF inflows and the news and all that kind of stuff probably helped push it even harder. So HBAR Hedera sitting at number 39.05346 cents, up 3% on the. I think this is the 7 day. So on 1 week, we're up 3%. It's basically stayed about this range, right? It hasn't really moved from the 5-6 cent range since we dropped with the whole market, right? 37 million in volume, 1.91 billion in market cap. So again, a lot of these tokens are sitting around that 2 billion range. It won't take that much to move HBAR into the top 20 in the top 10. And that's what I've been saying for such a long time here on the show is if you're just like selling, I know I made some posts. Hey, like, let me just show it really quick. I did want to talk a little bit about a few posts that I had made. Give me 1 second here. Also, friendly reminder again, our show is on YouTube. We are currently live streaming on YouTube as well. And then, of course, our shorts. Oh, you know what? I can click on this one. Let me see if you guys can see it. Should be able to see it. Let's see. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear it? I'm not sure if you can hear it. Let me make sure that you guys can hear it. Let me go to okay, you can't hear it. So let me reshare my screen. I don't know what's with StreamYard, but I have to like reshare the screen for you guys to be able to hear the audio, which is a bit odd, but outside of whatever Bitcoin, right? It's gonna be something along the lines of whatever Hedera can offer and provide. I just believe logically it makes a ton of sense, and the tech speaks for itself. Okay, well, you guys, You guys saw that it jumped straight to another short once it ended. But of course, you guys can see. Oh, I need to reshare my screen. Um, of course, I don't have any control what's the next shorts that is showing or anything like that. So you guys can see my screen here. You can just go jump on that post. I made it a few hours ago before the show started here today as well. I think I only shared it in our community, it looks like. So if you're not in our community on X, feel free to go on my bio, go ahead and jump in and see the alpha that I'm sharing there as well. All right, let me see the post. Each bar to $1, of course. So here's the chart that I shared earlier before I jump on some HBAR TA. Before I do that, though, still a little room reset. Welcome, y'all, to the Web4 Roundtable, episode 237, sponsored by Gilmore Estates, GC Token. You guys can see the tokenizing real estate on Hedera rotating down at the bottom of the live stream. You guys can see the token ID as well, 0.0324141. Go check out what they are doing. Massive shout out to Gilmore Estates. I appreciate you for sponsoring our show here today. All right, room reset. You guys can see what we're doing here. Massive shout out to everyone tuning in here today as well. I see a bunch of you in the live stream. Saucy Girl, Epic Collections, H Bob, Gilmore Estates, Jaguar. See Postmaster down there, Rabbit, Hashe, OTIA, Mindbend. What's up, you guys? All right, and then of course all of you amazing people in the live stream as well. All right, so I said, are you ready and on? Don't tell me you got shaken out, right? I got some comments, some interesting negative comments, I should say, on this post. I won't click on it. There's no point in highlighting it. But basically, this is the chart as my new banner, right? This is basically what I've been saying, right? Going in September, we're going to see more chop. And if we do have the cross up, this is basically what happened in 2023, right? It's fascinating that year over year it's playing out almost exactly the same. I don't make the rules. It's just more or less what's happening, right? So very, very interesting developments here in Bitcoin. And of course, the moment that Bitcoin dominance drops, that's when the altcoins have their day. So again, we want to see Bitcoin win. You want to be talking about Bitcoin because the better Bitcoin does, chances are, if you're in altcoins, the better they're going to do as well. So don't be getting shaken now. If you're tuning into our shows, I'm basically giving you guys the play-by-play, the guidebook essentially on what's happening in the market. So if you're curious, if you're scared, if you're feeling fear, guess what? Most other people are as well, because this fear and greed index is basically the one I was showing earlier, I should say, is basically showing the overall sentiment on what's going on in the market. And chances are you are not alone. You are not the only one feeling the way that you feel right now, because the market is not very pretty on some days, right? So very important to note, stay level headed. All right. So enough of the of that post. I'll jump back to the Hedera TA shortly here. So here's a post I made yesterday. Yesterday's show. We started it within about 30 minutes or so before the show starts. So feel free to skip ahead, or just listen to the music as well. You're more than welcome to do that. Let me know if you guys like these posts as well. I think I'm going to start doing some similar posts to this. Basically Tuesday hot alpha, Wednesday hot alpha, what have you, right? So whatever we're covering in the shows, want to keep you guys updated on what's going on. So Hashino recursion, progress, and gaming. That was our yesterday's show. Institutional DeFi integration between Copper HQ, Sausage Swap, right? Shout out to both of them, Bitcoin and HBAR technical analysis. We'll do pretty much every day. And of course, much, much more. Tap in now. So yesterday, our show was sponsored by Mindbend. You guys can go check it out. And of course, our broadcast link is here. So, and it's pinned on my profile. And then I think just pinning them to my profile every episode, I think is the best way for you guys. Just kind of stay up to date with the latest shows, unless you're on YouTube. So I'll just keep pinning them here so you guys can stay up to date. And of course, in the highlights as well, I think highlighting the shows here will make it easier for you guys to keep track of the shows. So just jump on my highlights if you ever miss any of the shows, or if you want to see the latest show, just go head over to my pinned tweet as well. All right, I'm gonna drink some water. I'll be right back. All right. So if you guys are on the live broadcast, you'll be able to see the banner currently I'm currently adding H bar and the indicators to the price. So relative strength index and the stochastic RSI. So both of them are up. So super fascinating, right? I've been telling you guys, big or H bar is going even lower, right? Under 40, and a lot of your other tokens, right? Whether they're HTS, DeFi, other layer ones, other tokens, right? In the top 50, top 100, and so on. Chances are they're gonna look like this, right? Bitcoin's one of the only tokens still above that 50 level in a full-on bull market, right? I shared it earlier in the show, so if you missed it, go check out our earlier Bitcoin TA, right? H bar still, right, is not showing that dominance, which is usually characteristic, right, above the 60, above the 50 level in the 60s, which is pretty characteristic of altcoins being in an all season or being showing a lot of strength, right? This is the momentum tracker, and then this is basically showcasing a bunch of different types of momentum. So this is the fast momentum, this is the slow. So the fast momentum is quickly heading towards zero, which basically means there's not like we're getting so close to where H bar on the fast momentum can't get any lower historically, which is very fascinating in terms of buying H bar, right? You can't get much lower than these levels right here if we reach that. Which again, if you've been tuning into our show, I did tell you guys yesterday and recently the last time H bar hit anywhere less than 10 on the stochastic RSI was literally January 2023, right? Like the absolute bottom of the bull run of the bear market, I should say, was at those levels. Like the absolute momentum almost cannot get any lower. Like we're getting so close to where people are like, oh, I don't know when to buy, or I wanna sell everything, whatever. Like it's gonna get to a point where it's like people won't be able to sell anymore because the momentum is just like so low at that point. In relation to market sentiment, right? Like everyone, if you're gonna be selling, you're gonna be selling at this level, and then you're just going, you're done, right? And it's like, what happens after that, right? What if you sold back in January of 2023, right? Or at the end of 2022, right? Like all you saw essentially was more consolidation until we had another cross up where the blue was above the orange, right? And stayed above. And then all you saw was basically upside, right? Like very, very fascinating. We saw like a seven, I think it was a 7x from the bottom at the peak, of course, during the RCAX news, right? Like if you're consolidating, capitulating, if you're selling at these points, right? Like I just highly implore you study the charts, learn the charts, and learn the market psychology, right? Like I highly encourage people not to be selling at these levels. Take profits, you know, when blue drops below the orange, we're currently there. That's not the time to take profits, right? This is the time to be accumulating, consolidating, picking up more tokens, right? Finding, right? I'm not even talking about making plays at this point. Like the best way to make plays is to find the best opportunities, right? The best founders, the best communities, right? When you find that, I think it's just game over, right? You lock in to what is coming in the market, right? So again, H bar, I do believe October, November will most likely see a cross from these very, very low points, which basically means there's just a ton of momentum to be unlocked. H bar still range bound in this 40 level. It's not at the previous low, which is at 40. It's currently at 42-ish, 42.62. The previous low was 38. So we still have a little bit ways to go to drop before we hit basically all-time lows, or at least, yeah, maybe even all-time lows for momentum. So again, I mean, there's not really much further that momentum price can go before H bar is just absolutely rocketing. And again, most of your tokens are going to look like this in terms of momentum, sentiment, right? Anyone in any altcoin is pretty much frustrated and just getting impatient by the day. And I just encourage people like, hey, like stay level headed, stay super strong, educate yourself. This is the time, right, to be educating yourself. This isn't the time to be trying to find tokens to trade. Sure, you can try that, and more power to you if you can find them. Right now is the time to educate yourself for when those times come. because it's going to get very fast, very crazy, right? One of the shorts I made yesterday, I said, hey, like, you're going to be shocked about how fast this market's going to move, especially if this is your first cycle or you're not used to trading. You're going to want to just jump from one thing to the next. You're not going to fully understand or be prepared for that matter, right? You have to mentally prepare. Like, a lot of this space is a mental game, right? It's a mind game at the end of the day, and you have to prepare yourself for what is coming. Like, if you didn't take profits, and I'll be honest, right, I didn't really take much profits here. Should I have? Sure. Anyone could look back and say, hey, I should have done this or whatever, right? I thought maybe we'd go higher, right? In the next candles, I thought this is the next uptrend, whatever, right? But I mean, no one's gonna know exactly what's gonna happen, right? Did we have a cross down right here? We sure did, right? We weren't live streaming at that point, so I didn't share with you guys exactly what was happening. But now that we're live streaming, I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly when I think the biggest moves are going to happen. And arguably, you don't have to be trading every single day, right? If you want to, again, more power to you. Like, good luck with that, right? Best of luck to you on that. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything, right? Like, it's very, very hard. I've done it before. I've tried it. Most people are losing money on that. So if you see someone saying, hey, I made a 10x, well, how many times did they lose? Like 90%, right? Like, most people will never make a positive tweet saying that they lost 90%, but they'll be the first ones to making a post saying that they did a 10x, right? Like, it just understand the psychology, right? And chances are, if someone does that and shares a ticker, chances are that ticker is about to drop, and it's about to drop a lot, right? So again, just because someone shares a picture of a win or whatever doesn't mean you need to go jump in and try to chase it as well, right? There's always another opportunity. There's always new opportunities on the horizon, and again, you have to. That's what I say, right? Stay level-headed. Keep your emotions in check, right? Don't feel FOMO on every little thing. And honestly, I feel FOMO on not being able to accumulate more at these levels, right? Like, if you're gonna feel FOMO, you got to feel FOMO and train yourself to feel FOMO when most people are upset, are mad, are selling, are capitulating, getting scared of the market, whatever, right? Like, these are the times where most people are not ever buying, and these are the times where people start aping in because they think it's going to go higher, and then they get wrecked, right? You can just, I mean, it just happens over and over again, right? This market is designed to take your money for you to make sure that you lose money, right? So basically, if you don't train yourself mentally to do the opposite of what most people are doing in this space, why do you think most people lose money in this space? Because they're doing what most people are doing, right? So if you want to be that 5-10% that actually makes money, you have to be accumulating at the levels that most people are selling, right? It's just basic. It's the logical thing that happens, right? And you can go look at other charts and other tokens and so on. It's basically the same thing, right? It doesn't matter if I'm looking at Hedera or Bitcoin or anything. It's really understanding the market psychology, the sentiment on what's going on. So again, I can give you guys, hey, H bar to $1, H bar to multiple dollars, whatever, right? I can tell you guys that the market cap at what, 2 billion right now at 5 cents. Okay, well, 20 billion puts us at 50 cents, right? 40 billion, right, puts us at $1, right, in that range. Okay, so I think 40 billion market cap is extremely low for what Hedera is capable of and what it's going to do. 1,000%. So I think 80 billion, a $2 H bar is possible to cycle. It very much could happen, but I'm also sharing with you guys, hey, like, I can tell you guys numbers and say it's going to go to $5 a cycle, right? That's 100 billion, right, in market cap. But I'm also going to be extremely level-headed, extremely logical, and realistic on where this market's heading. What makes a lot of sense, right? Is Hedera being adopted by enterprises or being adopted by retail, right? And we more or less know the answers to those questions if you've been here for some time, right? In terms of retail, there's a lot to be desired, right? There's a lot that needs to be built. There's a lot being built, of course, but in terms of enterprise and the powers that be, let's say at Hedera, like, there's a lot of work to be done to connect with us still, right? There's a lot of spaces and conversations and audits and so on, right? And news to be shared that needs to happen, right? For, I do believe, for more retail adoption to occur, for more bullishness to occur as well. But if the enterprises have it in the bag for Hedera, I think there's not much to be worried about. But that's yet to be seen as well, right? We haven't really seen publicly the governing council purchasing H bars publicly, right? Talking about their use cases really publicly either too much, right? We've seen some breadcrumbs still, but I do believe still at the moment that happens, it will shock the market. That's why I've spent years and years in Hedera, because I do believe it's primed for greatness, primed for some incredible development. And if you're here, you're hearing my voice, you're here building in Hedera, you are just early enough, and you can still say you're early in Web3 and crypto. And man, I mean, I don't want to just say people are going to call us lucky, but they're going to be like, well, this is the no brainer, right? Like, this is the place to be in Web3. How did we not see this, right? How did we not understand that this consensus model and the algorithm, right? And the way that we went about decentralization for consensus early on, right? And onboarding the enterprises and figuring out retail, right? Like, that was the way to go about it, right? Like, I do believe stories will be told about that, right? And I feel like with the news that we're sharing pretty much every day at this point, like, it's only further showcasing what Hedera is capable of, what Hedera is going to continue to do, and I can't wait to see it. And honestly, more than just the technology succeeding, I can't wait to see each one of you guys absolutely winning. If you guys notice, I changed my username to IPEX Trades. I really want to be able to focus on our shows. I want to focus on our art, right? I'm an artist as well in the space. A lot of you guys might not know this. My PFP, you guys can see the banner here, right? All the pixel art. I'm the artist of all that as well. I want to share that with you guys at some point in the future. More details to come on all that. Of course, I don't think it's the time to launch just yet, but the time is coming soon. And I want to be able to just double down, triple down on-chain data, right? On-chain art. We do have that currently, right? I won't talk too much about Cosmonodes just yet, but I want to give you guys a little taste of it as we continue to grow our show here with the astronauts. If you guys are vibing with it, you want to rock some of the astronauts, just shoot me a DM. You're more than welcome to rock some of these if you are interested in supporting me and what we're doing here in our show. But of course, as an artist, as a show host here, and of course, alpha caller, I want to be able to make sure that you guys are taken care of. You guys have the latest alpha, the daily news, and of course, if there are new trades, new opportunities, new mints, new whitelist spots, that's my goal for the cycle. When things start really picking up, I want to make sure you guys are taken care of. So that's my goal here, especially for this cycle. We'll see what happens coming the next cycle, and I'll keep you updated when I think we're going to head into the next bear market. But yeah, first let's get this bull run out of the way and make as much profits as possible, and let's do it together. I want to see you guys win. So anyway, you guys want to support what I'm doing, you guys want to work together, just let me know. Shoot me a DM. I'm happy to continue to support you guys. I do my best to show up every single day for the HBAR and Web3 community. Again, I appreciate all of you guys for showing up, liking, and retweeting, of course. Those of you guys sponsoring us, right? Gilmore State, shout out to you, brother. I really appreciate you guys and all you do here in Hedera. Again, showing the TPS on Hedera, 1400, going strong here. All right, so you guys should know by now, over the next couple of days going into the weekend, we do have the next Karate Combat event coming up. So if you haven't either bought tickets or scheduled to attend in person, or of course just tuning in live, make sure to save some room on Sunday to tune into the event. I only imagine this event will be just absolutely incredible. This is the Singapore event. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. So make sure to stay up to date with what's going on. And I can't wait for this event for October, for the rest of the year, really. We do have October. It says Dubai. I don't see a specific date. So once that gets updated, we'll share it here as well. And then, of course, November 23rd, Shanghai. I think that one's going to be absolutely crazy as well. And then just December 7th in Abu Dhabi, United Emirates. I do believe once we get the Las Vegas event, most likely I'll attend that one. That one's probably the closest event that's happened so far to me. But yeah, I can't wait. I think the October one was supposed to be Las Vegas, so I was probably going to go to that one. But regardless, I can't wait to see Karate Combat continue to grow, continue to absolutely keep killing it. Postmaster, I see you requested to jump up here. What's up, brother? How you doing? I think we did. What's up, brother?
For you guys, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell it, but nobody told me not to say it. So fuck it. Postmasters fighting in Karate Combat, October 9th. Salt Lake City, Utah, baby.
Oh.
In the US of A. Let's go.
In Utah?
Utah, baby.
Oh, dang. Okay, hold on. That's not too far from me. Okay, I might end up going. I wasn't planning on it, but I thought it was in Dubai, so I didn't even set my schedule out. But okay, and you said the 7th, right?
Ninth and
Nine.
10th. Yeah, permissionless.
Okay. Okay. So we're about.
I'm not supposed to share that info, but it's
Okay. Well.
I just have to go check it out. But all the handshakes are done. Everything green light for Salt Lake City, Utah. Have permissionless.
Wow. Well, that's incredible news. Obviously, let us know once the contract's signed, all that good stuff. But yeah, you guys heard it here, and you said you haven't shared it yet. So October 9th. Yeah, that's incredible, brother. Are you ready? Do you feel ready for it?
Ready? I will be ready. I got the preparation to do, but that's what it's all about. I got 60 days or so to rip and roll and get myself in the best shape of my life, and yeah, put on a good performance for when I'm Salt Lake City. So I hope to see some H barbarians out there cheering for me, and you better be putting some tokens on me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Honestly,
walking home with more.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do all in on Postmaster. I think we should really just make it like a massive event. So again, let me know once that contract signed. Everything's like 1,000% official. I want to start doing some giveaways. I really want to push this event, and I want to push all of them, to be honest. But obviously, I have a bias here with Postmaster, and I want to make sure you absolutely kill it. And yeah, I know you'll absolutely take home the W. I have no doubt about that one, brother. And yeah, however many people are delegating to any of us here, I want to make sure people understand how to delegate. Make sure you guys are all participating in the event as well. And it's going to be an absolute insane one. So you guys just tuned into the show. It looks like October will not be Dubai. It will be Salt Lake City in Utah. I might be attending that one in person. It is not that far from where I currently live. So that might be, and that might actually be the closest event all year so far. So yeah, that actually sounds really amazing. And that's probably the best news I've heard in a minute. So Postmaster, I appreciate you sharing, brother. That's some major news here.
Got the news about that yesterday. I was pretty surprised to hear that it wasn't going to be in Dubai. I'm kind of relieved, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. To home. So
that's right. Yeah, brother. Well, that's a relief for sure. I know we would have had 2 Dubai, so that's good to know. Whoever's in charge of the website, nudge them to update it so we can cover it and make sure people have the latest news here. So Singapore, Salt Lake City, Shanghai, as it stands in Abu Dhabi, United Emirates. Wow.
the fact that they may do 2 events that month. Not gonna take that off the table. It's not up to me. So that Dubai event may actually happen, but IFC 5 will take place in Salt Lake City.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, and then have they done 2 events before during?
Actually be a kickback. I don't know until I actually look at the full details. Like a kickback. I didn't even know that this was.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, so.
Wow. Okay.
May have gone to karate and said, hey, we would like to do an event. Typically, the hosts of these events, they kind of cover the complete cost, the venue,
Yeah.
a lot of the costs. Their title sponsor, basically, of the event. They pay the players, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, if somebody offers them something that they can't turn down, obviously they'll just pop up an event. So I think that's what's happening here. Is that Permissionless just saw what karate was doing, and they just had to have a karate event, and bada boom, bada bing, we're having one.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. Most likely, I'll be in attendance. I'll have to figure out the ticket situation, of course, but yeah, we'll be. Yeah, no, we'll definitely.
You in the door. Do you want VIP tickets? Please hit me up like a good month before the event,
Yeah.
just after the Singapore event. Start hitting me up so I can get your emails and stuff. Yeah, I'll get you all in.
Yeah, we need to blow this one up. This is, oh my gosh, it's just such a big deal for Hedera. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, are still sleeping on the event. Like, I think people are going to wake up when it's like 250,000, 500,000 people voting. And it's like, oh, wait, this is actually like a legit thing. Like, I saw Autism Capital kind of making fun of it, which I think is fine. Like, the more exposure, the better. But they're just like, this looks absolutely chaotic. It looks absolutely ridiculous. But I kind of love it. Like, that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, we want that crazy degen energy, right? We want the energy across the board here for it. And I think that's what Karate Combat is absolutely capturing, absolutely delivering on. And I couldn't be more excited to see where it's heading. So again, if you guys don't see any trends, don't understand what's happening, do not fade Karate Combat. Participate in the event. Maybe go pick up some tokens to vote on some fighters. And if you're not voting on Postmaster this coming event, are you an H Barbarian? We might have to start that trend. Are you an H Barbarian? But yeah, brother, if you wanna, we're gonna start wrapping up the show here. If you want to say a few more words before we wind things down here, you're more than welcome to jump back in here, brother.
Just a little check on the roadmap for Stickbug Token. Of course, we're launching our NFTs at the end of the month here. For Karate Combat super fans and the Karate Combat fighters. We're going to be connecting these fighters with you guys on X Spaces, along with the Karate Combat staff, the president, and anybody that we find exciting in the world of karate. And then, yeah, if you guys want to support my career in Karate Combat here, you can get on our sponsorship deck. So yeah, help me out for this fight because there's going to be 15 million people watching, and it'll be really good for your brand exposure. So if you have a project that you really want to highlight, let me know. Let's work together. Thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate it.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, of course, you guys. You heard it here first. Reach out to Postmaster. Let's blow this thing up. It's gonna be absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to see this. It's been a few months in the making for sure, and I knew it would happen. Just we gotta be, as I said, right? You gotta be super patient with this kind of stuff. And you know what? Postmaster's win might be, but you guys can mark this special event. I might have to save this little snippet here. Postmaster, you heard it here first, right? Postmaster's win most likely is what's going to be the trigger for Bitcoin, for HBAR, for all the tokens we've been talking about on the stochastic RSI to cross up for the bringing in of the bull run. All right, you guys. Well, you could thank Postmaster in advance for absolutely crushing it and winning, and of course making some more Karate Combat tokens. So Postmaster, appreciate you tuning in here today. And of course, you guys don't forget to like and retweet the show. I did hear that every single like raises the price of HBAR by 1 cent. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. I hope you guys have a great rest of your amazing Wednesday, and I will catch you all tomorrow for our Thursday show, 5 p.m. EST, the place to be in Web3 here at the Web4 Roundtable. Much love, you guys, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace, y'all.